Hi, my name is Tara and I'm here to share with you a journey I've had dealing with Lyme disease. My daughter is now 12 years old and she's a healthy, strong 12-year-old little girl. My journey though started many years ago with her when she wasn't so strong and she wasn't so hopeful about where her life was going to take her. When she started kindergarten, that's when we noticed many of her symptoms. The doubled over in pain of terrible stomach issues and just the unfeeling, well rather the feeling of just being so sick, just ill, just fatigued. Her legs would hurt her terribly. But the main thing that we noticed is the kindergarten teacher came to me and she said, oh, she just belted out with a scream in her stomach of just terrible pains that we had never heard before. And still to this day, that kindergarten teacher still reminds me of how bad Veronica was in pain. Moving on to the next year, after we'd been to a general practitioner, a gastroenterologist, they had said, you know what, we think it's a thyroid issue. So here we are in first grade, going to an endocrinologist, 3 different ones, and she was put on a levothyroxine. However, this didn't change any of her symptoms. In fact, it seemed as though she was slipping downward on a downward slope. She was increasingly getting sad and hopeless, not knowing where to turn or what to do. Moving into second, third grade, we continued on thinking, okay, well, things will get better, but we saw more and more brain fog and mental sluggishness. At one point, she couldn't even remember what she was thinking. Sometimes she'd say, Mommy, what was I saying? And I'd say, oh, Veronica, honey, you know what you were saying. Just trying to encourage her along the way because I always wanted to be just that supportive mom who would help her and not really thinking, oh, this isn't as bad as it seems, but I clearly knew things were not good. I ended up working at a preschool here in town at First Baptist Church, and Tuesdays and Thursdays we would gather around before we teach children and hold hands and pray for my daughter. She was still declining in health. I was able to work full-time, but then it ended up being that she couldn't get even through a couple hours of school a day. The nurse was wonderful. She helped me out, would call me and get me to come to see Veronica as much as possible. But we realized then we needed a miracle, and God was only our miracle. We prayed for doctors. We'd been to a Lyme literate doctor in Austin, consulted with one in Minnesota, had one fly in from New York, and then we had blood work and analysis and consultations from various people in California. We scoured the entire United States, and it was only through God's provision that He had allowed us to find mind and body solutions. Them being our 19th doctors, we were able to find out exactly what the source was. It wasn't her thyroid. It wasn't the fact that the neurologist, as Texas children, told her she needed 10 salt pills to stay erect so that she wouldn't pass out from low blood sugar or low blood pressure. It was the fact that we needed to really combat that co-infection of the Lyme disease. Now, there's many co-infections of the Lyme disease, but this one in particular needed to be eradicated. And now today, she's 95% better. We've had lifted that Lyme bacteria from her body and it's gone, but now we still battle that co-infection. However, she leads a normal life. She eats a very clean diet. She just takes whole food, plant-based, organic supplementation. She just really follows the guidelines that were set out before her when we came here. It is truly a blessing. We've come here, and I thank God, and glory be His name, that we were able to get this far and find mind-body solutions.